see everyone again. Hasn't been that long, but yeah, I've got some more news. More fun news. So you remember I discussion before about Israel? That's about to get a little bit worse. So let's get started. Emily Wilder. Let's go ahead and look her up. There we go. All right. So, I'm live. I'm live. I'm live. AP editor digs in on Emily Wilder's clear bias. The AP explains its decision to fire Emily Wilder. Emily Wilder Twitter. AP expired. Oh, I want. Let's just read this. Let's just read this. I already posted an article in the description, but let's just get more into this here. So, AP explains why I fired Emily Wilder for pro-Palestinian tweets. New York, CNN Business. The Associated Press managing editor is speaking out after a firestorm that followed the ousting of former AP journalist Emily Wilder. Wilder was fired last week after serving just 2 weeks in the job. God. 2 weeks. Don't uphold Palestine. They'll fire you within 2 weeks. AP series of Wilder's pro-Palestinian tweets violated social media policy. Although AP has not said which tweets violated that policy. Oh, okay. Social media guidelines gone awry at the AP, CNN. All right, we'll have that one open up. Emily Wilder was let go because she had a series of social media posts that showed a clear bias towards one side and against the other, another, and one of the most divisive disinformation stories we had to cover. Oh, okay. She had a clear bias. Okay, so Fox News can have a bias. MSNBC can have a bias. CNN can have a bias. It's pretty difficult to be on the side of genocide against children and basically stealing people's houses. It's because you say that you own the place. So I don't know how you would be able to construe it in such a way to make that sound like, well, what Israel's doing is that's okay. It's not okay, but what Palestine's doing is not okay either. Oh, okay, cool. All right, cool. Don't care. Don't care about how greater rates you can do. I don't care. So, this is just a full of shit statement. All that is. Said Brian Corvellano, the AP's managing editor, CNN's reliable sources Sunday. It was a difficult decision. It was not an easy decision. It was not a personal decision. We wish her all the best. Oh, okay. Yeah. But by the way, I'm gonna cover something here a little bit. This is days after the AP building was bombed in Israel. So just letting you know there. Before joining AP, Wilder was an active member of pro-Palestinian groups at her college. She was a proponent of Palestinian human rights and critical of the Israeli government. Well, that just kind of makes her a bad person, bad candidate. So I tell you what, Emily's best bet is to go independent. Because I tell you what, she can find a job anywhere other than Associated Press. If the Associated Press don't want her, fuck them. Fuck them. There's plenty of places that would take her. All that did was just basically say, oh, you got fired from the AP? Well, gee, we'll definitely take you on now because, yeah, they fucked up. Last week, during the height of the recent war between Israel and Palestinians, a Stanford College Republicans group called out Wilder for a tweet. Soon after, the AP filed Wilder. A unanimous decision by some senior managers at AP. Oh boy, I wonder who those people are. AP believes Wilder's tweets could have put journalists in danger. What? What? Okay, AP. It's time to grow some balls. There's thousands of journalists that are in danger when they go over there. If they hold any biases, which Wilder holds some, I guess. I guess you wouldn't send her out in the field, but you don't just fire her. The AP believes Wilder's tweets could have put journalists in danger. If perception exists that AP is taking sides in a conflict, it can endanger journalists reporting us inside a war zone. Abby Martin's got a pair. I'm pretty sure the RT's not going to cancel or fire her. As AP journalists for doing time while I was tweeting. Oh, okay. It really is important to maintain our credibility on these stories. Carl Villano said, journalist safety is at stake and EP's credibility is at stake. Our credibility is constantly under attack. Our social media guidelines exist to protect the credibility because protecting our credibility is the same as protecting journalists. What? You want to protect your credibility? Your credibility is out the fucking window. You fired a journalist. Probably for reporting the truth. You didn't even declare what tweets actually violated the social media policy. So what do you have? Just be glad I don't work for the Associated Press. I'm independent. Now, could be that the Associated Press comes after me, but what are you going to do? Carvalho noted that AP believes the server's responsibility to maintain that credibility. Okay. More than 100 employees at the AP signed an open letter criticizing the AP lack of communications about Wilder's hiring. More than 100 employees signed an open letter. Whoo, boy, did they fuck up. Oh my God. We have the actual document here. Ladies and gentlemen, we have the actual document. As employees of the Associated Press at all levels and across the globe, we strongly believe in our organization's stated commitment to fairness and advancing the power of facts. Journalists demand transparency from the subjects of our reporting and seek to hold the powerful accountable. That's why we strongly disapprove of the way the AP has handled the firing of Emily Wilder and its days-long silence internally. We demand more clarity from the company about why Wilder was fired. It remains unclear. To Wilder herself as well as staff at large, how she violated the social media policy while employed by AP. They haven't clarified. But they said it in the tweet or whatever, the little, like, oh, she was fired because credibility. That's it. They're also concerned about the ramifications of the decision for newsroom morale and AP's credibility. They're right. The employees give a fuck more about AP's credibility than AP itself. Wilder was a young journalist, unnecessarily harmed by AP's handling and announcements of firing of her. Yeah, should have done more in secret, maybe. We need to know that the AP would stand behind and provide resources to journalists who are the subject of smear campaigns and online harassment. That's the reason. Emily Wilder was a target of right-wingers and their harassment of her because of her stance on Palestine. And yeah, that's kind of the reason why they let her go. Probably because they're funded by right wing companies. Who knows? As journalists who cover contentious subjects, we often target people who are unhappy with scrutiny. What happens when they orchestrate a smear campaign targeting another one of us? Exactly. They could do anything. They could smear any one of you, and that's it. Oh, we gotta let him go. Oh, we gotta let him go. Interest groups are celebrating their victory and turning their sights on more AP journalists. They have routinely made journalists' identity subject to attack. Once we decide to play this game on terms of acting in bad faith, we can't win. This episode has caused the public to question credibility of reporting on the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, which does a great disservice to our courageous journalists in Gaza, who've already greatly suffered this month, and in Israel. The amount of recrimination. I don't think I've ever seen that word before. The AP has been subject to online and news media also damages their reputation with their sources and audience for all subjects. The lack of clarity on the violations of social media policy has made AP journalists afraid to engage on social media, often critical to our jobs in any capacity. While firings are rarely transparent, AP chose to name Wilder publicly. The lack of communication since then about Wilder's filing circumstances surrounding gives us no confidence that any one of us couldn't be next, sacrificed without explanation. Wow. It has left our colleagues, particularly the emerging journalists, wondering how we treat our own, what culture we embrace, and what values we truly espouse as a company. Well, don't want to be biased, you know. That's what makes me independent. The fuck's Israel gonna do? That's where it gets fun. I'm here to piss off as many people as possible. If standing up for Palestine pisses people off, then so fucking be it. Hell, if I could afford to hire Emily Wilder as a journalist, I mean, that's what she could do is live streaming. That's the only independence you have left, so you might as well do it. We ask that you reckon with this openly and support your staff by the following: clarity about disciplinary process used for Wilder, including which social media posts warranted termination and why. Wow. Yeah, yeah. If you're gonna fire her over social media posts, it's time to clarify which ones they are. Inform to discuss what AP deems best social media practices for his journalists. It's important AP and his employees can articulate where the lines are drawn. A clear commitment to a playbook for exploiting staff targeted by harassment campaigns. Exactly. Because if you're being targeted by harassment campaigns and you know exactly that it is a smear campaign, you as a company need to be able to defend your employees because it's because you're a news organization. See, I'm rife and I'm fit for criticism, of course. Somebody's going to come after me. Somebody's going to harass me on every social media account trying to mar my name. But that's the thing. I don't work for anybody. Okay? I'm independent. So, if you're going to work for a company that you know your employees are fit for harassment, especially in the right wing circles, you know what's going to happen. You know you need to defend your employees. And somebody's going to say, well, that also applies to people of Fox News and Newsmax and all those, right wing news organizations that we know say some shit that isn't true. Let's say, there was a big little, you know, defamation suit against them. Pretty significant amount of money there. Um, do they really need protection? Because it seems to me like when they're sitting there lying about a bunch of shit, yeah, you're most likely going to be terminated. Well, I mean, you're gonna be harassed online for lying, but you'll be terminated if you work for AP. So, the formation of a diverse committee to update the AP social media policy and support evidence-based nuanced social posting. We hope the institution we serve will with bravery and tenacity every day, will join us in charting a more equitable future. Signed. Oh my God. Look at this laundry list. Holy shit. Oh my God. Almost 4 full pages. This is pretty much everybody that works over at AP. Let me see something though. One of two. Let's see. Okay, there's only 2 selections in here, so that's it. So I figured there might be something that somebody over at the AP building in the Middle East. Washington, San Diego, San Francisco. Wow. But that's just that. So let's go back to the article here. It gives us no confidence. Next. Yeah. Okay. Yep. That was in that letter. In a statement on Saturday, Wilder said she is one victim into the asymmetrical enforcement of rules around objectivity in social media and censored so many journalists, particularly Palestinian journalists and other journalists of color before me. Might not just be like a race that Palestinians. I'm if they're terminating journalists of color just because they're journalists of color, I doubt that's the reason. I think it's more political than that. But Palestinian journalists, yeah, they'd probably shit can them because they're going to hold obvious quote unquote biases. Um, but no, I don't think you were fired because you're a woman or because you're a journalist of color. Just anything like that. I think it was solely maybe they have sponsors in Israel. That's what I'm smelling. I'm smelling some sponsorships from Israel, and they don't want to compromise them. I'm not sponsored by Israel. I'm not even sponsored by Palestine. So, you know, if I call you out, most likely you're going to deserve it. Caro Villano acknowledged that the EP needs to do more to help its journalists when they come under fire on social media. Yes, exactly. Internal discussions have clearly surfaced the need for better tools to be in place when journalists feel threatened or attacked online. I really wish just those tools would apply to everyone, especially people on the left that try to espouse the truth. Um, Basically, make security suites a lot easier to access. That's important. Just make online security free access to journalists and the press. You can get a press pass for anything. So, yeah, if you're protecting members of the press with your own security suites, then that's another thing. You can even maybe possibly get an ad plug. VPNs. There's certain VPNs out there. I'm not going to mention any because I'm not sponsored by anything, and I don't want to hold any quote unquote biases. But yeah, a VPN. They typically like to pay for content, so yeah, maybe that'd be a great route to go. And as a security suite, especially if you even have go beyond that and like personal security, not just online, but I mean actual personal security. Um, I know there was a term for it, but it might not be bodyguards, but something to where journalists can feel safe in their own houses when they're not online. and not going to be hunted down and persecuted for standing up for what's right. Our internal discussions to clear the surface need for better tools being placed when journalists feel threatened or attack online. Oh, and by the way, that also means that the sponsors could have more control over what content actually gets said if news organizations feel pressured by sponsors not to say something, or possibly they go with a sponsor that would advocate for possibly Israel. You could switch your sponsorships. If you want Israel to sponsor you, then yeah, you could. That could possibly be a thing. But let's say sponsors start pulling support away from white supremacist news organizations, then they might stop with their white supremacy dog whistles. Got to consider that. It's always a consideration. Can anybody hear me? Okay. Our internal discussion clears surface need for better tools. Okay. But Carvalho noted the AP takes care of its journalists, fighting to get them out of prison, and working with law enforcement and harassment of reporters. So he rejected criticism of AP fired water because it was pressured by Stanford Republican group. Funny how you mentioned a specific group there. That would never happen. Didn't happen here. Carvalho said, "This is the Associated Press. So anyone who thinks the AP would be cowed by the college Republicans does not know very much about the AP." But that's kind of exactly what happened. That's kind of, sort of, a little bit on the nose. Kind of what happened. You cowed down to a Republican group because they found Wilder's Twitter and started harassing her. You see why your employees are a little concerned for their own livelihoods? If that's all that takes. Meanwhile, okay, we're actually going to go to AP News right here. We're going to the Associated Press right here. This is their actual article, okay? So we're going to get some little bit of irony here, a little bit. Little stanky irony. Yeah, your morning wire, okay? Like the Daily Wire. Whatever, AP. Shocking and horrifying. Israel destroys AP office in Gaza. The building housing the Office of Associated Press and other media in Gaza City collapses and was hit by an Israeli airstrike Saturday. Okay, confirmed. No speculation. Confirmed. You are completely legally safe because they are declaring that Israel is not any sort of, oh, well, you don't have all the facts. You need to redact your shit. No, this is the Associated Press confirming on an article that Israel was behind this attack. So I guess by all means, you have nothing to worry about. If Israel wants to come after you and say, defamation, you're lying. Okay, there's several articles that say otherwise. So maybe take credit for this. Maybe take credit that what you've just committed is a heinous act and a complete violation of international war law. You committed a heinous war crime. That's not just prison time, okay? That's a huge deal, and you actively were targeting journalists. That's not good. Give me that video there. But okay. Airstrike Saturday, May 15th, 2021. The attack came roughly an hour after Israeli military warned people to evacuate the building, which also housed Al Jazeera and a number of offices and apartments. Was no immediate explanation for why the building was targeted. They warned people to evacuate the building. You actively knew that the Associated Press worked there and also Al Jazeera. So, yes, I would declare this a personal strategic attack against journalists. That's all this is. Well, there's also Palestinians that work, live in the offices and apartments there. Um, yeah, you would have to go pretty far out of your way to do this. So yeah, this is pretty fucked up. An Israeli airstrike destroyed a high-rise building in Gaza City. It houses offices, Associated Press, and other media on Saturday. Latest step by the military to silence reporting from the territory amidst battle with the militant group Hamas. Associated Press evacuated their organization's office in Gaza City shortly before the building was destroyed in an Israeli airstrike on Saturday. Oh, well, at least they had the fucking wherewithal to warn them before they bombed their workplace. Like, bombed it. I don't know how you try to justify this, but Israeli airstrike destroyed a high-rise building in Gaza City. A house offices, Associated Press, and other media outlets on Saturday. All AP employees and freelancers evacuated the building safely.
We are shocked and horrified that the Israeli military would target and destroy the building housing AP's bureau and other news organizations in Gaza. They've long known the location of our bureau and knew journalists were there. We received a warning that the building would be hit. We are seeking information from the Israeli government and are engaged with the U.S. State Department to try to learn more. This is an incredibly disturbing development.
Yes, it is.
We narrowly avoided a terrible loss of life. A dozen AP journalists and freelancers were inside the building, and thankfully, we were able to evacuate them in time. The world will know less about what's going on in Gaza because of what happened today.
Oh my God. Isn't that fucked? Gary Pruitt, President and CEO of the Associated Press, made a statement Saturday, May 15th, 2021. He might rehire Emily Wilder back on. Maybe. Grow some balls, dude. Because I tell you what, right now, the ball's in your court. You know what Israel's doing to you. You need to get vehemently upset. You need to rip Israel's balls off. Okay? You need to declare this as an active violation of international law, an active violation of Geneva Conventions. They were trying to kill you, okay? Yes, you need to get upset about that. You need to go to the UN. You need to go to NATO. You need to go to every single government organization that you can and declare this as an act of war against journalists. It is it's a war crime. Nth degree war crime. Somebody needs to serve some prison time or a firing squad. Something's got to happen. Jerusalem, AP. An Israeli airstrike on Saturday destroyed a high-rise building that housed the Associated Press office in Gaza Strip, despite repeating urgent calls from news agencies and the military to halt the impending attack. Repeated urgent calls. AP called the strike shocking and horrifying. Yeah, they know no bounds, dude. If you got to get radical and you got to go independent and lose all of your sponsors, because who knows who those sponsors might be, if that's what it takes, fucking do it. Expose Israel for the definite war crime that this is. Do not let this go. Israel, the state of Israel, is in jeopardy. That's how much this should matter. Okay, we already got news that Netanyahu might be getting ousted, fucking finally, but we don't know what the future holds. So, stop firing your own employees. Stop firing your own employees for criticizing Israel. What the fuck is wrong with you? 12 AP staffers and freelancers were working and resting in the bureau on Saturday afternoon when Israeli military telephoned a warning, giving occupants of the building 1 hour to evacuate. Everyone was able to get out, grabbing a few belongings before 3 heavy missiles struck the 12-story building, collapsing into a giant cloud of dust. Although no one was hurt, thank fuck, right? The airstrike demolished an office that was like a second home for AP journalists and marked a new chapter in an already rocky relationship between Ayers. Oh my god, I'm so fucking pissed I can't speak. In an already rocky relationship between the Israeli military and international media press freedom groups condemned the attack. They accused the military, which claimed the building housed Hamas military intelligence, of which they don't have any such fucking proof, of trying to censor coverage of Israel's relentless offensive against Hamas militants. Oh, so bombing civilians during a fucking Ramadan celebration and a ceasefire celebration at a fucking mosque. Nah, that's a relentless offensive against Hamas militants. Okay. Ahead of demolition, AP pledged urgent calls to the Israeli military, foreign minister, and prime minister's office, but were either ignored or told there was nothing to be done. So you actively sought to do this out. Oh, I don't know. I might have to censor this shit. Let's see. Holy fucking shit. Israeli airstrike in Gaza City on Saturday revealed level building housing various international media, including Associated Press. By the way, this is also a civilian building. This is not a military construct. This is not a military target. And look at all the places surrounding it. This is a residential area, residential and commercial. There is absolutely no military placements in this area at all. So I don't know what the fuck they intended on. This is basically, doesn't matter if it hit this building, that building, it doesn't matter as long as something got destroyed and people got killed. Oh, well, they called ahead. That's so nice of them. That's so fucking sweet of Israel to call ahead and say, yeah, we're gonna bomb your house in an hour. Did you not understand that? Like, that's still a fucking war crime. I don't care how many fucking phone calls you send. It's still a fucking war crime. You're going after civilians and then saying Hamas militants. Israel created Hamas. So they literally created the target and then said, okay, we can spray our machine gun anywhere we want. Just whatever gets destroyed, fuck it. Various international media, so not just the Associated Press, but Al Jazeera and other news outlets. So Yeah, this is a war crime. Christ. The building was evacuated about an hour before the airstrike after a warning was sent to the owner of the building from Israeli military. There was no immediate explanation for why the building was targeted. Building house associated press occupied a number of offices and apartments. Yeah, that's a leveling. Just think of the collateral damage. That if you're talking a surgical airstrike, didn't hit this building. I couldn't see if there was a building on the other side, but yeah, it fell towards it. Look at all these buildings around. Yeah, surgical airstrike. They intended on this building getting hit, but it doesn't matter what the collateral damage was. There might have been some people in there. Who knows? There might have been some Hamas militants. Who knows? You ain't gonna get any evidence now. The building's been leveled. I mean, if there was Hamas, they've already left an hour earlier. So, yeah, you blew up a building that was housing journalists. You guys knew what the fuck you were doing. You knew you were targeting journalists. Let's make this fucking fun, shall we? You are now in violation of international law. You are now in violation of Geneva Conventions. Prison time ain't good enough. For 15 years, the AP's top floor offices and roof terrace were a prime location for covering Israel's conflicts with Gaza Hamas rulers, including wars in 2009, 2012, and 2014. News organizations camera offer 24-hour live shots as militants' rockets arched towards Israel and Israeli airstrikes hammered the city and surrounding area this week. Yeah, so you guys got front row seats to it. We have had no indication Hamas was in the building or active in the building, AP President and CEO Gary Pruitt said in a statement. Exactly. This is something we actively check to the best of our ability. We would never knowingly put our journalists at risk. Is that why you fired Emily Wilder? Pruitt described an news agency as shocked and horrified the Israeli military would target and destroy the building housing AP's bureau and other news organizations in Gaza. I mean, I'm not shocked. Horrified, yeah. But shocked? Not really. This is par for the course for Israel. It just makes you wonder, what more are they capable of? There's nothing to stop them. Children? No. I've already got footage of IDF soldiers sniping children, so it's shit that I can't even show on YouTube. He warned the world would know less about what's happening in Gaza because of what happened today. This is an incredibly disturbing development. We nearly avoided a terrible loss of life, he said, adding that the AP was seeking information from the Israeli government and was in touch with the U.S. State Department. The building housed a number of offices, including those of the Arab cell at Channel Al Jazeera. Dozens of residents who lived in the apartments and floors were displaced. Great, more refugees. More refugees for the whole world to hate and say, oh my god, those fucking refugees, they want everything that we've got. Yeah, fuck you. If you don't want refugees, maybe stop building it. Maybe stop fucking bombing their houses. And stop building weapons. Video broadcast by Al Jazeera showed the building's owner, Jawad Mahdi, pleading over the phone with an Israeli intelligence officer. Wait 10 minutes to allow journalists to go inside the building to retrieve valuable equipment before it is bombed. All I'm asking is let 4 people to go inside and get their cameras, he said. We respect your wishes. We will not do it. We do not allow it. But give us 10 minutes. When the officer rejected your request, Mahdi said, you have destroyed our life's work, memories, life. I will hang up. Do what you want. There is a God. Late Saturday, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said the building was used by Hamas military intelligence. It was not an innocent building, he said. You know, it's entirely subjective. Or who knows? Maybe Israel has some spies in the fucking building, and then they're Hamas, so Israel can literally install Hamas anywhere it wants because Hamas is part of Israel. The reason this conflict's going is because Hamas and Israel are duking it out to basically put on airs to make it seem like the Palestinians have like a defense mechanism, when really, if Hamas was created by Israel, it's just basically Israel bombing itself and then saying, "Look, look, 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 look over there! See, they're bombing us. Time to fucking lay down the hammer. Fucking send in fucking A-10s. Fucking bomb the shit out of every civilian there. We don't give a fuck who it is." Because any one of them could be militarized. They could be fucking radicalized overnight. You never know when they might become a Hamas, and then we gotta fucking blow them up to protect ourselves from ourselves. Israel routinely cites a Hamas presence as a reason for targeting buildings. It also accused the group of using journalists as human shields. Lieutenant Colonel Jonathan Conricus, a military spokesman, refused to provide evidence backing up the Army's claims, saying it would compromise intelligence efforts. "I think it's a legitimate request to see more information. We'll try to provide it." Conricus said the Army was committed both to journalists, their safety, and their free work. For AP journalists, it was a difficult moment. Most of the AP staff has been sleeping in the bureau, which includes 4 bedrooms and an upstairs apartment. Throughout the current round of fighting, believing the offices of our national news agency were one of the few safe places in Gaza. Africa, Middle East, Gaza business and really conflict. Okay. In a territory crippled by an Israeli Egyptian blockade, it was equipped with a generator that offered a rare comforts of electricity, air conditioning, and running water. AP correspondent Ferris Akram said he was resting in an upstairs room when he heard panic screams from colleagues about the evacuation order. Staffers hastily gathered basic equipment, including laptops and cameras, before fleeing downstairs. This is like fucking movie worthy right here. This is like shit you would hear in a fucking movie. Like, just imagine it's an hour and a half long movie, and basically an hour and a half is here's Israel active. You're working in the AP building, and then here's Israel making a fucking phone call, and everybody loses their shit, and they have to evacuate. Like, you can make like a short film about that shit, and then the fucking place gets bombed. "I am heartbroken," Akram said. "You feel like you were at home. Above all, you have your memories, your friends, you spend most of your time there." Al Jazeera, the news network funded by Qatar's government, broadcast the airstrikes live as the building collapsed. Good. Good. Fucking evidence. Fucking evidence that Israel's going out of their way. This channel will now be silenced. Al Jazeera will not be silenced. Hala Mohideen, on air anchor person for Al Jazeera English, said, her voice thick with emotion. "We can guarantee you that right now." Yeah, Israel, you done fucked it. Early Sunday, Hamas fired a heavy barrage of rockets at the metropolis of Tel Aviv. So it was revenge for flattening a high-rise building. Seemed almost too fucking convenient. Of course, none of those rockets actually went through because Israel's got a defense mechanism. They can shoot rockets out of the sky pretty much. So basically, Hamas, that is part of Israel, fired rockets into Israel that Israel then blew up. So that way they could say, "Oh, they tried to kill us. Let's bomb some more." President Joe Biden spoke to Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about espousing violence. He raised concerns about the safety and security of journalists and reinforced the need to ensure their protection, the White House said. Later Saturday, U.S. Secretary of State Anthony Blinken spoke with Purett. AP's president expressed concern about the incident. The State Department said Blinken offered his support for independent journalists and noted the indispensability of their reporting in conflict zones. He also expressed relief the AP teams in Gaza was safe. Okay. The Foreign Press Association, which represents some 400 journalists working for international media organizations in areas of Palestinian territories, expressed its grave concern and dismay over the attack, knowingly causing the destruction of offices of some of the world's largest and most influential news organizations raises deeply worrying questions about Israel's willingness to interfere with the freedom of the press, it said. The safety of other news bureaus in Gaza is now in question. Joel Simon, executive director of the Committee to Protect Journalists, said the attack raised concern that Israel is targeting media to disrupt coverage of the human suffering in Gaza. Absolutely. He demanded detailed and documented justification for the attack, of which Israel will not provide, guaranteed. The International Press Institute, a global network of journalists and media executives, condemned the attack as a gross violation of human rights and internationally agreed norms. The Israeli military has long had rocky relations with foreign media, accusing international journalists of being biased against it. The attack, I don't know how you can be. I don't know how you can be unbiased when your fucking house gets bombed, but yeah, keep that shit up. The attack came a day after the Israeli military had fed vague and in some cases erroneous information to the media about a possible ground incursion into Gaza. It turned out that there was no ground invasion, and the statement was part of an elaborate ruse aimed at tricking Hamas militants into defensive underground positions where then destroyed in Israeli airstrikes. International journalists have accused the army of duping them and turning them into accessories of military operation. The army said the error was an honest mistake. Oh, it's so honest. Amongst the other fucking lies. What else we got here? May 14th, 2021. This is fucking recent shit here. Palestinian inspector destroyed houses firing overnight. Israeli airstrikes the town of Beit Hanau, northern Gaza Strip, Friday, May 14th, 2021. I might have to make this I might have to make my video here viewer discretion. This is viewer discretion is advised here. This is fucked. Early Friday, just after midnight, the Israeli military put out a statement to the media. IDF air and ground troops are currently attacking in the Gaza Strip, which was a lie. The vaguely worded statement set off a frenzied speculation that Israel had launched a ground invasion of Gaza. Much feared scenario would mark a bloody escalation of the week's operation against Hamas militants. Some reporters were even told outright the incursion had begun. Hours later, the military issued a clarification. There were no troops inside Gaza, but by then, several major news outlets had erroneously reported the ground offensive was underway. Literally using the news as a fucking pawn. That's fucking disgusting. Do you realize that using the journalists as a pawn and getting people killed because they report that and it bounces back that didn't happen, they can't just do a redaction. They can't just do like a retraction of their statements. They can't do anything. They're literally stuck with blood on their hands. Israel is putting blood on the hands of journalists. That's fucked. While the army attempted to play down the incident as misunderstanding, well-placed Israeli military commentators said the media has been used as part of an elaborate ruse to lure Hamas militants into a deadly trap that may have killed dozens of fighters. They didn't lie, said Or Heller, a veteran military correspondent at Israeli channel 13 TV. It was a manipulation. It was smart and it was successful. They didn't lie. It was just manipulation of the fucking facts, manipulation of the fucking AP, of the fucking journalists. What in the flat fuck is wrong with you? This is how it unfolded. Late on Thursday, after days of airstrikes, Israel announced it was calling up thousands of reservists and massing troops along the border ahead of possible ground invasion. Another sign of escalation, Israel began firing artillery shells across the border at targets inside Gaza, according to residents. In previous rounds of fighting, ground incursions have resulted in a widespread destruction of Gaza and heavy casualties on both sides. Jesus Christ. I can't fucking read this. I can't fucking believe this. I just can't fucking believe this. All right, we got another article here. What's this one? Social media guide. Okay. Brian Stelter, famous firing of employees at the AP due to controversial tweets. Claire Atkinson says social media policies in newsrooms today are a big mess and adds no journalistic entity has a good handle on it. Okay, that's videos. I don't know how long these are, so that's why I read articles, because I don't know how big the videos are.
Turning to this weekend's biggest media scandal that I'm seeing grow every day, it's a firing at the Associated Press. Emily Wilder is a recent Stanford University graduate. She was let go from her brand new gig working for the AP in Phoenix. In the wake of these pro-Palestinian activist tweets that we're seeing that she had shared when she was in college. These are old social media posts, in some cases critiquing Israel, standing up for Palestinian human rights. These were pointed out by Palestinian cases critiquing.
So this has been since Twitter existed.
Tweets that we're seeing that she had shared when she was in college. These are old social media.
From Stanford from 2016 to 2020. So
media posts, in some cases critiquing Israel, standing up for Palestine.
She did nothing wrong. She did absolutely nothing wrong. We're talking about going to college. This is before she... Okay. Let me put it this way. This is before she even started the job at Associated Press. This is in college. This is what you do in college. I say... Emily Wilder, with all the power that she has right now, she's basically made a name for herself. She's a household name among journalists. She should start her own independent news organization, which wouldn't even be that difficult. I'm doing live streams. Do it. Fucking do it. Get all those employees from AP to join in. Because I tell you what, you can't fire you all. And that would look very piss poor on the Associated Press to fire their employees for helping out a former employee upstart an independent news organization. Do you understand how fucked up that would be? So, yeah, AP should be beside itself and say, oh, we fucked up. Maybe we should become more independent. Because I think it's the Associated Press's job to be independent journalists. And stop holding these fucking, biases, they're fucking, no. You need to reveal the truth. You need to expose Hamas for what it is. You need to expose Israel for what the fuck it is. And believe me, you have all the power right now to do so. You need to fucking use it. This is not the way to go. This is not how you do things. Firing a journalist right after your building was blown up. I get it. It's for their safety, but it might be where you have to go to fucking war. You yourself might have to arm yourselves for your own self-defense and safety. That's fucked. Journalists with fucking heat. That's fucked up. It's pretty bad when you got to carry around a fucking AK around your neck. But that's the level that Israel has pushed you to. And the whole international community, everybody's behind you. Don't fuck this up. Everybody's behind you right now. They are rooting for you that you will use this and say, fuck Israel. Let's fucking dismantle the whole shit. The whole state of Israel needs to be dismantled. It needs to be abolished. It needs to be fucking gone. And not a single life has to be lost. It's all political. It's all 100% political. Fucking dismantle the shit. Sanction the fuck out of that fucking thing. Boycott, divestment, and sanction? Nah, bitch. We're going fucking more powerful than that. That's not enough. BDS is not enough. We need more. Your right as a state, well, you didn't even have a right. You illegally existed. You're done. You're fucking done. And we already know that Israel has attacked military installations, the United States military installations, like the USS Liberty. So, all this mounting evidence, and if the United States won't help you, fuck it. There are other countries just they're just rubbing their hands together for an opportunity. Now, the problem is those countries might not democratically and gently remove Israel from power, but they're standing idly by. Just dismantle Israel, okay? That's Israel's best option. Either you surrender and dismantle yourself as a state. You are no longer established as a state. You're done. You have no statehood. Now, all of the Israelis there are now Palestinians because now it's Palestine. Um, Anybody that's illegally occupying the area, yes, they will have to be removed. That simple. Um, yeah, we're gonna have a fucking field day with this. Okay, this is the fucking field day. This is what we wanted, and fucking Netanyahu's getting out of fucking office too. That that by itself. Let's get that shit. Israeli opposition. This is very recent. Israeli opposition strikes deal to oust Benjamin Netanyahu. Uh, Benjamin Netanyahu's opponents reached deal to oust Israeli prime minister. Benjamin Netanyahu like to be ousted as his real PM. CBS. Let's see if I can give some good shit. CNN, NPR, USA Today, BBC. Hell, we got all kinds of good shit here. This is fucking gold. Let's go to the news tab. Hell, I could go to fucking Twitter, I guess. New York Times. Wide-ranging Israel coalition reaches deal to form government. Netanyahu rivals agree on Israeli coalition to oust him. He's done. Fragile Israeli coalition to oust Netanyahu feels growing pressure. Oh, 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 oh. Yeah, fuck you. You want me to pay money to read your shit? Fuck you. Washington Post. Democracy dies in darkness. There you go. No. Naftali Bennett left Prime Minister Netanyahu. Diverse coalition of Israeli opposition parties said Sunday they have the votes to form a unity government to unseat Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Yeah, votes. You're doing this democratically. You're fucking lucky, Netanyahu. Because what's going to happen to you after you get out of office? I don't know. They might hang you from your nutsack. That'd be the best thing that happens to you. Well, he doesn't have any nuts. Sorry, they might hang him from I don't know that short little tiny that short little. He's got like a boy clit kind of penis, you know. It's like a penis, but it's like a clit, you know. So he kind of he identifies as a man, but he's got like a clit penis because it's that small. That's why he's so upset. That's why he likes bombing innocent civilians. because he can't get it up. He has no dick. Well, the worst part about it is like women, you know, women that have sex, you know, they can get a show. He can't even do that. Like he cannot pleasure a woman. Uh, by the way, that's a joke. So, Gong Goozler, what's up, Buzzy? Oh, I don't know. Be the first viewer to actually come in about an hour and 5 minutes into the fucking stream. Everybody must be busy, but it just needed to be said. So, Israel's longest serving and dominant political figure in more than a decade. Under their agreement reached after weeks of negotiations spearheaded by centrist opposition leader Yair Lapid, former Netanyahu defense minister, and Ali Naftali Bennett will lead a power-sharing government. Bennett, 49, would serve as Israel's next prime minister, according to terms of deal reported by Israeli media, to be succeeded in that role by Lapid, 57, at a later date. We go to fifth election, sixth election until our home falls upon us, where we can stop the madness and take responsibility. Bennett said until Sunday morning. Today, I would like to announce that I intend to join my friend Yair Lapid in forming a unity government. Netanyahu called the plan the fraud of the century. Get fucked. You're fucking done. There's not a single person in Israel who would have voted for Naftali Bennett if they had known what he would do, he tweeted. Well, that's the thing. There was a few people in Israel that voted for Naftali Bennett. So, just putting that out there. He actually kind of sounds like Trump. He kind of sounds like Trump. When Trump lost his shit saying that nobody would vote for Biden, nobody would fucking vote for Biden. He's doing the same fucking thing. Lapid is expected on Monday to inform President Reuven Rivlin of his ability to form government within the support of Bennett. Will have a week to finalize coalition goals. At the end of the week, the government would put to a vote of confidence in the Cabinet. I think that's it. Netanyahu, 71, is struggling to hold on power after four inconclusive elections in the past 2 years, while facing an ongoing corruption trial. On to power after four inconclusive elections. Inconclusive. Like he had something to say about it. Oh, well, these are inconclusive, so I'm going to still be in power. I know I lost, but these are inconclusive. Bennett is one of the several former loyalists who have flirted with joining the so-called Change Coalition, collection of policies, or a collection of parties that span the political spectrum but share a desire in Netanyahu's 12-year tenure. Okay, I mean, is it better? I don't know. Yeshatid leader Yair Lapid speaks during the party meeting last week in Jerusalem. Okay. With few moves left, political observers say Netanyahu will probably spend the coming week applying pressure to lawmakers from Yamina and other right-wing parties in a coalition in the hope of chipping away at parliamentary majority and triggering a fifth election. The announcement Sunday follows the 11-day conflict between Israel and Hamas in the Gaza Strip this month, which some analysts speculated would help bolster the embattled Netanyahu. Okay, we already saw that one. At the outset of fighting, Bennett, former Netanyahu protege, who had been poised to join the unity government with Lapid, said a military operation which killed more than 250 Palestinians in Gaza, 12 people in Israel, had ended his interest in joining with anti-Netanyahu coalition, which has support of left-leaning and Arab parties. After the Egyptian brokered ceasefire took hold May 21st, criticism of Netanyahu surged again. Some 47% of Israelis said they opposed the ceasefire. 47%. 47%. Nearly half of Israelis oppose a ceasefire. They want Palestinians dead. And the 67 said they would expect another round of fighting with Hamas within the next 3 years. I don't think these people even understand Hamas is part of Israel. That's what they're doing. They want to continue the fighting. That way they can justify the slaughter of Palestinians. According to opinion polls published last week by Israel's channel as well. Netanyahu's rivals said the operation lacked a coherent and long-term strategy, and Netanyahu's failure to stop Hamas rocket fire from raining down on Israel secured a ransom of Israeli soldiers for proof of his need to leave offices. With the best intelligence air force in the world, Netanyahu managed to extract from Hamas an unconditional ceasefire. Embarrassing, tweet Gideon Sar, now the former Netanyahu protege, now with the Change Coalition. Holy shit, his own fucking team's like, his own fucking people are turning against him. Negotiations have progressed. Netanyahu responded with fury. What changed since the conflict? A few days have passed. Has something changed? Of course not, he said in a video posted on Twitter. We just got out of a war from a military operation. It was clear amid the battle it's not possible from Hamas with a left-wing government. So you want a right-wing government? Mm-hmm. I know what the fuck he wants. He urged Bennett to join his bloc of ultra-Orthodox religious Zionist parties to form a right-wing government. Still not too late, he said. So, yeah, Bennett's got his own block of ultra-Orthodox and religious Zionist parties to form a right-wing government. Oh, okay, Bennett took join. Oh. Okay, That's what fucking Netanyahu said. He urged Bennett to join his bloc of ultra-Orthodox and religious Zionist parties to form a right-wing government. Still not too late. That's holy fucking shit. Holy shit. That's like some fucking like villain shit there. That's like super villain shit. That's like some shit the fucking villains say. You know, it's the shit that they say. This is this is the shit that they say before the fucking hero kicks their ass the next week. Oh my god, I wish I could like play Spider-Man or something. Or oh my god, this is like fucking oh my god, I wish I could play something. It's copyright, but fucking like Harry Potter. You could join me. This is some fucking film shit. That's fucking dark. That's fucking twisted, dude. Join his block of ultra orthodox and religious Zionist parties. Look at all this cash. You could have it all. You could have all the power in the world. All you have to do is join me. It's Disney villain ass. Oh my god, somebody please, 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 somebody make a political cartoon of that. Of just like fucking Netanyahu. He's just all surrounded by like black smoke and just like fucking just destruction and the screams, the blood curdling screams of the children that he slaughtered. And yeah, just it's just all behind him. And he's like, you could join me. Fucking sadist, dude. Oh my god. Fucking sociopath. Jesus fucking Christ. This guy needs to seek fucking help. Netanyahu needs to seek fucking help. On Sunday, Netanyahu offered a last-ditch three-way rotation agreement to Sar and Bennett. Sar immediately refused. I'm sure Sar was like, you can go fuck yourself. Last-ditch three-way rotation agreement to Sar and Bennett. Bennett's like, wait. What's Bennett doing? Three-way rotation agreement. Takes this guy to the fucking corner. Oh, but it gets even better. Just wait. I know it's taken me a while to cover this, but this is a lot of shit going on right now. Our position and commitment was and remains to change Netanyahu's regime, he said on Twitter. We would continue to act accordingly. Israeli media outlets have described Sarr as likely a next justice minister, a position that would put him in a greater conflict with his former mentor. Netanyahu is accused in separate cases of bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. He is denied wrongdoing. Oh my god! And that's what they're getting on: bribery, fraud, and breach of trust. No, 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 no. I'd get him on the fucking war crimes. I'd get the motherfucker on the war crimes. I would stick that motherfucker. Get him. Get him. Because on an international scale, the motherfucker's gone. He's fucking dead. And this is just a few months after fucking Biden takes over. Biden didn't do anything. In fact, Biden simped for fucking Netanyahu, but the ongoing like chain of reaction from Trump leaving has gave us the fucking power we needed. That was the fucking power strike. Fuck Biden. Biden ain't gonna do shit. Biden fucking simped for Netanyahu. Biden doesn't even have the fucking balls to stick up against Israel, so we got to do it for him. Okay, cool. Oh my god. Hey, Steve. Didn't see you there. Oh my god. Sarr has criticized Netanyahu's calls to end the legal proceedings against him, saying the process was moving forward free of politicization. After Sarr left Netanyahu's Likud party in 2020, he said it had become a tool for personal interests of a person in charge, including matters relating to his criminal trial. Well, fucking duh. Everybody's rife with self-interest. Netanyahu's pitched to Sarr and Bennett on Sunday was the latest in a string of offers aimed at keeping him in power. He's also tried to learn defectors from Dennis party to join his own group. Political observers say Netanyahu failed to cobble together a governing coalition to his own 4-week window. Has little chance of forming his own government. Instead, they say he hopes to derail their opposition agreement, force yet another election in coming months, buying time and another chance at the ballot box. Change coalition, which would deliver 6 seats needed to form a parliamentary majority, draws on support from Israelis right, center, left, and indirectly the Arab Islamist Ram party. The agreement comes 2.5 years into political stalemate during which Netanyahu presided over a caretaker government that, as a transition from COVID's crisis to conflict in Gaza, made no ministerial appointments, passed no budgets, and left health, education, and other institutional sectors in prolonged state of limbo. Netanyahu fails to form a government coalition by deadline. He's so fucked. Lapid, who won the second largest number of seats in the latest round of elections in March, assumed a 28-day mandate for forming government May 5th after Netanyahu failed. In the coming week, to change coalition, right-wing members will likely face pressure along the unidentified for Netanyahu supporters and from their bases, which have expressed discomfort with a government in which the centrist Lapid will play a prominent leadership role. But let's clarify this for a second. Lapid is a fucking centrist, okay? He's not the fucking coming of Jesus. He's just a fucking centrist. Believe me. Push comes to shove, this motherfucker might be the next Netanyahu. You never know. This is a state of power vacuum. We got to get Netanyahu out, okay? This is about as centrist as fucking Biden, okay? Biden is still an asshole and a dickhead and a fucking warmonger. Let's not forget that. But this Lapid is leaps and bounds better. Lapid has a fucking chance. If we had an extreme leftist in there, he would not win seats. After Israeli media outlets reported Saturday Bennett was preparing to sign a coalition deal with Lapid, right-wing groups began circulating an image of Bennett in a black and white checkered cafe under the caption "Liar." That's all you got? The liar. Okay. Similar picture circulated Prime Minister Yitzhak Rabin months before his assassination in 1995 by Jewish ultranationalists who equated the Israeli-Palestinian peace initiative to treason. Now, that might be Netanyahu's last-ditch effort, is to assassinate Lapid. If Israel is willing to assassinate its own prime minister because they were seeking out a peace deal with Palestine, that's all it was just seeking it out. didn't come to fruition, nothing happened, and they're willing to assassinate one of their own prime ministers, who fucking knows? Similar pictures circulated privately. Okay. In the months before his assassination in 1995 by Jewish ultranationalists who equated his Israeli-Palestinian peace initiative with crazy. So, as an ultranationalist, doesn't say anything about being an Israeli Defense Force or anything. It might just be an agent. It might be an insurgent that Netanyahu placed, or the Israeli government placed, just to take him out. Israeli police are investigating online threats against Bennett to have him assigned additional security, according to Israeli media. This is what journalists need. Assigned additional security. His 12 years in power brought deeper division in Israel's already fractious society. Gayol Tashir, a political scientist at the University of Jerusalem, shows he expects to continue to form turmoil in Israeli political landscape. It would not surprise me if there's going to be some people showing up dead. Netanyahu is a champion of incitement, and once he's out of office, we're not going to return to normal times. Netanyahu will give this government hell. He lost 14 family members in a single Israeli strike. Now he feels he was low his life too. Jesus Christ. And the thing is, they have to cover the news from this location. But we got more good news. Okay? Abby Morton. CARE and PCJF wins major victory. Roundup. Free baseball picture. What the fuck? Abby Martin wins anti-BDS lawsuit. It's Georgia. Give me a good one. Hey, what? The irony here. Let's get it straight from RT. Question more. This is the news organization that won't fire you. And why is that? Why is that? I fucking wonder. COVID-19 Freedom Index. Federal court rules Georgia anti-BDS law unconstitutional after case by journalist Abby Martin. I'm going to tell you why, RT. This is partly funded by the Russian government. This is not a solely American news agency, okay? So they will say whatever the fuck they want. A Georgia law created to discourage anti-Israel BDS boycott, divestment, sanctions movement has been ruled as unconstitutional in a move that activists are celebrating as a major victory. The ruling stems from a lawsuit filed on behalf of journalist Abby Martin, formerly the host Breaking the Set on RT. Oh, formerly the host. Well, okay, she's hosting something else now. She's still a correspondent for RT, though. Martin refused to sign a contract pledging that she would refrain from boycotts against Israel ahead of a planned speaking engagement at Georgia Southern University in February 2020. When Martin refused to comply, her appearance was canceled, and she later filed a lawsuit with the Council on American and Islamic Relations and a Partnership for Civil Justice Fund. Hell, that's Islamic relations. Hell, Palestine wouldn't even really fall under an Islamic state. It's just, or hell, this is not really pertaining to Islam itself. This is more like Israel being a foreign state determining your rights in the United States and everywhere else. Hell, maybe even Canada. 100+ AP staffer condemned firing a journalist Amy Wilder over criticism of the Israeli government. This is covered on RT. Judge Mark Cohen wrote in his ruling that Georgia's law prohibits inherently expressive conduct protected by the First Amendment. On Twitter, Martin said she was thrilled at the court's ruling and blessed Georgia's law that so clearly violates free speech rights of myself and so many others. Yes, this is a federal court. So I don't know. It could have went either way. There's a lot of shit that finds and favors Israel, no matter what the fuck they do. Um, I know there's a lot of pro-Zionist sentiment in the United States, and this is basically a kick in the nuts to them. Fuck them. Martin went on to say that the current conflict between Israel and Palestine has never been more urgent to advance the boycott, divestment, sanctions movement against the Israeli regime. Yes, get Netanyahu the fuck out. Now, I don't think that I already forgot his name. Lapia, what was his name? I can't. I have a bad memory problem. I don't think he's going to dismantle Israel. I don't think Bennett's going to. Lapid, yeah, Lapid definitely. I don't think he's going to dismantle Israel at any point. Um, this is just more and more mounting evidence against Netanyahu, but we still got a big fight to fight. Proud to announce that we have officially won a lawsuit against the state of Georgia of anti-BDS law, which has been struck down as a resolve our case. Statement by Evan Martin on federal court victory striking down Georgia's anti-BDS law. I am thrilled at the judge's decision to strike down this law that so clearly violates the free speech rights of myself and so many others in Georgia. My First Amendment rights were restricted on behalf of a foreign government, which flies in the face of the principle of freedom and democracy. The government of Israel has pushed state legislators to enact these laws only because they know that sympathy and support for population they brutalize, occupy, ethnically cleanse, and subject to apartheid is finally growing in popular consciousness. They want to hold back the tide of justice by preemptively restricting the right of American citizens to peacefully take a stand against their crimes. As the world watches Israeli aggression continue in Jerusalem, the West Bank, and against the population of the city of Gaza, it has never been more urgent to advance the boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement against the Israeli regime. The striking of this law is a necessary and timely opening to build this urgent task. Yeah, but here we go. Look at that. That's Twitter. So right from the file, making huge victory BS free procedure case in Georgia on behalf of Robert Martin, federal court rules of Georgia. Yep. In 2016, Governor Nathan Deal signed SB 327 law, which required any person or business entering a contract with the state worth more than $1,000 to pledge not to support boycotts of Israel. Okay, that flies directly in the face of the First Amendment. You can now say that SB 327 law is null and void due to this court case. It flies directly in the face of the First Amendment. Yeah, Nathan Deal can go get fucked. Activists marked the latest ruling on Georgia law as a huge victory. You're fucking A right, it is. Another victory against anti-BDS law. Federal court has ruled Georgia law punishing boycotts of Israel as unconstitutional violation of the First Amendment. Hey, it's time to go to this. Each and every state. Each state that has passed laws pertaining to this, they can go get fucked. Those laws are vehemently unconstitutional. Georgia's anti-boycott law is ruled unconstitutional. Similarly, anti-BDS laws exist in numerous other states, and CARE has filed lawsuits against those laws in Arkansas, Arizona, Maryland, and Texas, where they saw victory after federal court also ruled law is unconstitutional in 2019. The Eighth Circuit Court of Appeals also declared this year Arkansas's anti-BDS law was a violation of free speech. So there you go. One journalist gets commended for her efforts, fights the fucking state, fights the fucking power structures that be, keeps her fucking job. Abby Martin's got fucking balls of steel. And that's the problem with most of these news organizations today, is they won't even let their own journalists grow a fucking pair. Yes, it's dangerous. Being a journalist is dangerous work. But if it means exposing the truth, by all fucking means. And right wingers are just like, they'll sit by, patiently and be like, they'll just wait for the shit to roll downhill. So if something does happen that left wingers do that seems kind of fucked up, all they have to do is stand idly by and say, look, see, let me point out the hypocrisy. We're not going to risk our lives because, well, Israel's got our back. We can do whatever the fuck we want. We can say some actual fucking dog whistle shit that's like, holy shit, you're bringing back fucking white supremacy. You're trying to make white supremacy look fucking good. No. This is a huge win, and Emily Wilder, hey, RT, if you're hiring, Emily Wilder, I mean, within 2 weeks, that's got to be the greatest like job. Like you have a whole catalog of everybody reporting you. Like, hey, I'm sorry what happened to the Associated Press. Would you like a job that pays like literally triple? Come on, AP. You're better than this. Especially after your building gets bombed. Now, maybe you're trying to protect Emily Wilder, but there are hundreds of employees doing the exact same thing that she's doing. Hundreds of your employees that you have to protect. So either you're going to fire all your employees or you protect your employees. Either bring her back on or she's going to go somewhere else. And then she's going to have all the power in the world. You empowered Emily Wilder. You think you brought her down. No, you empowered her. Now she can do whatever the fuck she wants. So just letting you know that you gotta step up. Gotta step up, motherfucker. But anyway, that's news. It's time to play some Summer Car. I know some people really wanted to watch this. I can't believe they're not around. I sent out invites. Where the fuck are you guys? This is bullshit. So let's go ahead and get in the game here. It's not showing up. Hang on. That's yeah, that's the one. Update. As of April 24th, 2021, Grandma Mountain pays less if you have a prison tattoo. Okay. Fix wrecked AI car starting and driving lights on. Hitting and knocking out NPC is not considered attempted manslaughter. Made September fuel gauge reactive ignition ACC mode. Fixed visual build with piston sometimes missing correct mesh. Fixed and press 2-day jail sentence after driving over rally spectator. Fixed issue with not being able to light grill after rain. Fixed Ferndale automatic second gear mode so change correctly from first to second. Yeah, it's still in early access even. This is an extremely loud game. All right. What kind of color should we go with? change it later, but kind of like the blue. I'll go with this blue. This golf blue right here. I like golf blue. New game. Midnight. Mechanic. Permanent death. Off. Your picture here. Go to images folder. Place mugshot. PNG. Oh, I haven't done that yet. I should do that. Okay. What the fuck? What the fuck? What the fuck? Ah! Oh god! Midnight was born. Yeah, motherfucker. Oh my god. I figured to play like the Soviet anthem. That's fucked. Just born in the fucking car. Oh god. Okay. Now loading year 1995. (1986) will be 10 years. 1996 will be 20 years. He's like 19 years old here, so yeah, about kind of the age when I was fixing up that third gen, or at least trying to take care of it. Oh wow. Okay, so this is where we're at. So we put the menu. Don't think there's a load and save here. Yeah, I played the game a little bit to be able to get the controls down, because this is a bit of a difficult game to control if you're using a controller. The mouse is the only direct way of actually controlling a camera. Like, you can use the thumbstick and triggers, but... Alright, so let me... Don't be lazy. Fix your dad's old car. Uncle Boo fan can be loved. Don't drink alcohol. We will come back when we get bored. Yours, mom and dad. Oh, that's fucking criminal. Clear in there. Will it fit? There we go. Perfect. Chilled beer. nothing there. So, let's look at our bright blue piece of shit. There's nothing in it. There's a seat. It's left out here in the weather, of course. Tools, all the parts we need. Oh, this thing's badass. Our first vehicle. Gotta look for that sweet spot. Oh, there it is. There we go. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Vroom, vroom, vroom. Vroom, 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 vroom. Get the fuck out of the way, bitch! Alright, that was fun. Okay, so what do we need to make this project viable? Suppose we can start putting some things on here. There we go. Make it look nice. Timing chain. Oil filter. Oh my god. Distributor. Flywheel. Oh my god, this is all confusing stuff over here. I don't know what any of this stuff is. What the fuck? Drive gear? What the fuck? Timing cover? What the fuck is that? Fuel strainer? Battery? Radiator? What the fuck? What was all this? Put this battery. Well, looks to be doing okay. Got a grill, got some mud flaps, another dash. It's kind of like a big puzzle piece. You know, you ever get one of those toy models and they want you to put together? Yeah, that's kind of like what this is. Fuel tank, fuel system, speakers, which I don't see any. Radio, wiring mess. Yeah, let's put the steering wheel in. That way we can pretend we're driving it. Oh, it doesn't have a steering column. Oops. There's the headlights. Oops. This game would feel right at home in like a VR setting. Let's give this thing a ride. You gotta kind of gingerly hop on it. Then fuel tap, make sure it's on. Clutch back. There we are. We're on our way. There you go. Take out those mailboxes. Too lazy to walk. There it is. Now there's nobody here. What's in here? Ooh. Bottle of booze. Random gift money. All right. Okay, $876. And we're going to take this little turbo emblem. Take it. Put it right there. There we go. I'm going to take this booze home too. There we go. And here comes the bullshit train. Where's that turbo emblem at? It went flying. Alright, fuck the booze. The turbo emblem, that was the important part. Where'd it go? It only made one. Probably went into the house, clipped into it. Where are you supposed to get an engine from? Oh, you gotta make it. So, yeah. Big question is, where are we supposed to get our supplies from? So, first things first, essence of safety. Now I'm cool. Oh, here we go. Use that. Gets rid of your thirst. What we're going to do, we're going to make a little supply run. And I might call it early because, well, there's hardly anybody here. I know the people that really wanted to see me play this game are really out here. So, right. You ever fell off your bike before? Well, that's kind of like what it's like. Oh, I'm watching chat. Oh. All right. Still better than driving red factions. So this is not the game for you, huh? Running. Now, if I go that way, that goes directly to the highway. Go this way, just down the roads. Watch this asshole. He won't stop for nothing. So it's kind of useful if you need a car kind of like, you know, unstuck. He'll just ram right into it with no care. Boy, that fucking beast. Man, I want that thing so bad. Beast. House over there. We'll check it out soon enough. Made it to town. I had to try it. Alright. Shut the engine off. Keep the stand down. Remove the helmet. There we go. Alright, let's go in here.
No morjesta tiski ja tiskit koneeseen.
Hey to the dishes and dishes of the dishwasher. Alright. Let's buy up all their shit, actually. I don't need that.
Minun pitäisi tuo pubi aakasta ihan kohta, niin jos sulla jotain vielä on, niin nyt olisi hyvä aika ostaa.
Oh, I should have got them two separate things. This is where you get all your car stuff at. Alright, we'll do that later. Because I got something better for that. Get that mosquito. So, yeah, it's going to be about what? Oh, that's not too bad. Getting hungry, but right now
Kiitos ja hyvää päivän jatkoa.
it's just a supply run. Just attach this to the back. Like that. Put the helmet back on. Might be wired right good. Come on. Lift it up. Lift it up. take the bike and set it up. All right. There we go. Okay. There we go. All right. As long as I can reach the kickstand, we're good. And now just stay in place unless I fall off. Run over it. Oh, fuck. Ah. Alright, so I gotta get that kickstand. Oh, come on. There you go. Just gotta lean. Yeah, put the back on. Okay. Don't want to pull the brakes too hard. Skid out, crash. Come back and maybe surprise me. Probably not a good idea to do that. Alright, let's go ahead and get the supplies in here. Start cussing.
Vittu! Voi vittujen vittu! Mitä helvettiä? Saatana! Jumalauta!
Alright. I think today is pretty successful. I got my supplies back here. Go ahead and put them in the refrigerator. There's room. Don't spell the bear. There. I'm pretty thirsty. I'm pretty hungry. Now I gotta go peek. Oh. Oh. It's like peeing in real life. And then you cuss right after.
Saatana! Voi vittujen saatana!
The pussy of all pussies. Let's see what he's got going on over here. I found my emblem. Yes. I'm happy now. I'm happy, happy, happy. Swear he's never home. So let's go ahead and put this with our car. Hear them flies. It's because I'm getting dirty. Right there. Perfect. Perfect spot for it. Okay, close this thing back up. shower. What you do, turn the water on, stand under the water. That gets all the dirty in. Now, if you're a little thirsty, thirst gone. Alright. So we just sit here and watch out the window and wait for a car to come. Alright. Uh-oh. Didn't like that. Anyway. That's my first and probably my only stream of that. Yeah, I paid $15, but, you know, whatever. So, hopefully everybody enjoyed my ranting for an hour and a half about, you know, Israeli crimes, like literal war crimes. But eventually I'll have to stop talking about that because shit's gonna be better over there. Took for fucking ever, but, you know, since 1948. But hey, something. So I'm happy. Hopefully you guys are too. So, I will see you guys real soon. Don't forget to like, subscribe, click the notification bell, promote the video, do all that shit YouTube wants you to do, and I will see you guys real soon. Good night, everybody.